there, warm welcome. You're watching Decoding Now and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, from sweeping colonial laws and sea-facing promenades to polished teakwood interiors and impossible wait lists. Well, India's elite clubs have long projected an image of prestige, of privilege and old-world glamour. But beneath the linen suits, crystal glasses and carefully guarded gates lies a far more uncomfortable question. Has free India truly left its colonial hangover behind? Or are we still entrapped with the European-only, Indians-banned mindset? In Free India, tonight we are going to decode how there is growing outrage around Mumbai's infamous Breach Candy Club. Why? An institution which is built in the era of the British Raj, sitting on Maharashtra government land. Yet, it is accused of preserving rules that many are saying are of another century. Racist to the core, banning Indians from the club's trust. There are allegations of discrimination and all European governance questions over public land, financial irregularities and elite power networks. So tonight we are going to take you inside the rarefied world of Breach Candy Club, where old money, old rules, old hierarchies and old colonial mindsets continue to collide with modern India, free India, governed by equality which is enshrined in the constitution, not discriminatory club rules. Even today, Mumbai's Breach Candy Club reportedly continues to follow a rule which continues to permit only Europeans to serve on its trust. A colonial-era provision which has now reignited outrage and debate. Reacting sharply to the controversy, RPG chairperson Harsh Goenka has this to say. He's put out a post, and in his post he says, even today, no Indian can be part of this trust. He says that irony is that the land belongs to the Maharashtra government. Well, this is what Harsh Goenka has said. But he's not the only one to criticize this no Indians, only Europeans rule. In fact, he is just one of them. There's also Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, who sharply criticized the club and accusing it of even throwing him out. Well, that's right. In fact, let's tell you what Shashi Tharoor has said. He says, I was thrown out of the Breach Candy Club in the 1960s. He then goes on to say there was no justification for a racist provision on government land. And that is something that everyone's been pointing out, that it is Maharashtra government land. That club constitution cannot be bigger than our constitution. He asks, how can that be allowed? Well, again and again, these questions have been raised by many people. We just told you what Harsh Goenka said. Now you have Shashi Tharoor. But let's also go back. If that wasn't enough, even Salman Rushdie, the author, the noted author, has referenced the club's exclusionary culture in the 1981 novel Midnight's Children. He's written about how people like him were not even permitted inside. He used to stay in that same area overlooking it. In Midnight's system, he says that you could see these people cavorting in the map-shaped pool of the Breach Candy Club, saying from which we were, of course, barred from. This is something that Salman Rushdie had said. He also said that we could see people, pink people, in this pool, but we were barred. Now, all of this is in the Midnight's Children, if you've read the novel. Well, let's also take you inside Mumbai's infamous Breach Candy Club, which is an institution which is long surrounded by controversy, exclusivity, and even echoes of its colonial past. Well, it was founded in 1878. It is an elite club which was founded by the British. This land, however, belongs to the Maharashtra government, make no two ways about it. However, there was a no Indians allowed rule up until the 1960s. Imagine, India gained independence, but till 1960s, Indians were not allowed in this exclusive club in Mumbai. The trust membership was for Europeans only. Only Europeans could be members. It was only in 1960s that Indians were allowed to become members, but then it was restricted to membership. You could not be a trust member. Over 10 years, there were membership waiting list, which is there for Breach Candy Club. And imagine what the membership fee is 1.2 crore rupees. Yes, that's right. That's the price of exclusivity. That's the price of the colonial mindset. And back in the 50s, we are going to have a throwback of all the pictures there coming in from the 15th. The Breach Candy Club was already emerging as one of Bombay's most glamorous seaside enclaves. It was a world of art, of deco apartments. There were polished convertibles, crisp linen suits, and the Arabian Sea was glistening just beyond the promenade there. Imagine what a view it had. But this view was restricted to all whites, to only white Europeans. Not even black Europeans, white Europeans at that time. Even the name, Breach Candy, it is believed to trace all the way back to the anglicized form of the Hindi-Arabic words Burj Khadi, which later became Breach Candy. So what really followed was perhaps the most striking symbol of colonial Bombay's exclusivity. The construction of this lavish seaside swimming pool, which is very famous. If anyone has access to it, please go check it out. It had a lavish swimming pool, and there are several pictures of this. These are pictures we've pulled out from 1956 that you can see the Europeans there enjoying a lavish swim there. Well, it is the European Public of Bombay, as it was called. It is almost surreal detail that the pool itself is designed in the shape of pre-independence era India. It is complete with a central platform which is positioned roughly where Delhi would be. So you have that entire map of India, undivided India, that the pool is made in, and then you have one platform emerging from it. That is where Delhi would have appeared. To many, Breach Candy represented the height of old world luxury, of privilege. But behind the sea breeze, behind the white loungers and the polished colonial charm, the club would also become a lasting symbol of exclusivity, of elitism, and worst of all, racism in India, even after independence. But this isn't the first time that the Breach Candy Club has found itself in the center of a controversy. Over the years, there have been series of scandals, of allegations, which have repeatedly rocked one of Mumbai's most exclusive and most elitist institutions. What have been the allegations that it has faced in the past? I was telling you, the first allegation is, of course, the All-European Board, which is one of the sharpest criticism that it faces till date. Second allegation is the misuse of the club land. Third allegation is that of financial irregularities. Then there is also allegations of hereditary elite culture. Who's passing on the membership only within the family, family to family, and of course, white Europeans. Fifth allegation is that of unauthorized construction. Also, allegations of improper appointments being made to the trust. But remember, it's not just about Mumbai's Breach Candy Club. Across India, there are several elite colonial-era institutions which are now finding themselves under intense public scrutiny. Amongst them is Delhi Gymkhana Club. Remember, it's been in the headlines, one of capital's most exclusive addresses, which has recently been pulled into controversy over eviction notices. In fact, the Delhi Gymkhana Club, and you can see how opulent the Gymkhana Club is. For decades, Delhi's Gymkhana Club has stood as one of Delhi's most rarefied addresses. A world of manicured lawns, of polished teak bars, of old money conversations and colonial-era prestige, which is hidden behind its stately gates. But now the elite institution finds itself at the center of another extraordinary power struggle after recent eviction notices and government scrutiny triggered fresh questions about privilege, about public land, and the future of India's most exclusive clubs. Well, of course, this one is stuck in litigation. The centre has about 4 weeks roughly to answer as to why it says that this land must be returned for security reasons, for national security reasons, and it is not for leisure anymore. But nestled rather, in the heart of Lutyens, Delhi, it is surrounded by sweeping greens, colonial architecture, and the quiet hum of old world, is the Delhi Golf Club. Yes, that's the second clubhouse that we are looking at, the Delhi Golf Club, which too has long been considered one of capital's most elite social institutions. A place where you have diplomats, you have industrialists, you have bureaucrats, Delhi's old guard, all of them have gathered behind these manicured fairways and tightly guarded memberships. But it was only in 2017 when the club's polished image was suddenly overshadowed by a controversy after allegations of discrimination against a Khasi woman appeared in national debate over elitism, over exclusivity, when she was told that she cannot enter the club premises because she was wearing her traditional clothes. That, of course, led to a big row in Delhi at the time. But let's also tell you about some other clubs in India. In the heart of South Mumbai, amidst the sprawling colonial architecture, the cricket grounds which are steeped in history, and some of city's most exclusive circles, you have none other than the Bombay Gymkhana. Look how lavish this one is, the Bombay Gymkhana Club, which has stood as a symbol of old Bombay prestige. It was founded during the British Raj, the institution being synonymous with elite sport, with influence, about legacy, a place where there is power, there is prestige, all of it quietly converging behind these iconic gates. But beyond the well-manicured lawns and historic charm, the club was also found itself drawn into a controversy. In recent years, the Bombay Gymkhana has become embroiled in a high-profile land dispute with the BMC, sparking off fresh questions over the public land, over legacy leases, and the extraordinary privileges which are enjoyed by some of Mumbai's most elite institutions. All of these are now under the scanner, but litigation, as we all know, goes on for year after year. But let's also tell you about another one, and this is an interesting one. There you have it behind me, the Calcutta Club. We are going to show you clearly in another window so that you'll be able to see these visuals more clearly. When we talk about the Calcutta Club, it is wrapped in fading grandeur of the colonial Calcutta, with its teak interiors, liveried, you have liveried staff, you can see the old world elegance, you can see the Calcutta Club, which long stood as one of India's most storied elite institutions. You have it on your screens. For generations, it served as a gathering place for the city's influential circles, a symbol of prestige, of tradition, of exclusivity above all, in the very heart of old Kolkata. But beneath the club's polished colonial charm lay a rule that increasingly drew criticism in modern India. The Calcutta Club, it remained a men-only institution till 2007. Can you imagine? All of this, men only, till 2007. Women were not allowed in this club. In this day and age where equality is enshrined in our constitution, these are the banana republics that we are showing you of club world, club codes. Let's now move on to the other example that we are getting you of another, what many have called a banana republic, a land unto its own, above and beyond Indian laws, they feel. Hidden behind the quiet elegance of colonial-era Chennai, you have the Madras Gymkhana Club. It has long been regarded as one of India's oldest, most exclusive social institutions. It is a world of polished wood interiors, strict traditions, and old money prestige which dates back to the British Raj. But the club's elite image has also been shadowed by allegations of discrimination, colonial-era exclusivity. Over the years, the institution has repeatedly resurfaced in public debate, most notably after Shashi Tharoor himself recalled that he was thrown out of the club. These are the kind of conversations which have happened. Now, let's discuss this a bit more. Today, joining us on the show, we have Neeraj A. Sharma. He's a public policy expert. Thank you so much, Neeraj Sharma, for joining us. Also, Suresh Goyal is joining us, a former Secretary of External Affairs Ministry. He's also a member, General Committee of Gymkhana Club. I'm going to first start with you, Neeraj Sharma, because you must explain to us. It appears that these are clubs which are banana republics. They don't need to follow India's constitution. They can bar women. Some of them have barred Indians. That's the kind of rule book which they seem to be following, and they're calling it the club constitution. Can a club constitution take precedence over India's constitution?
Meghna, I think the time has now come to eliminate the word called rights of admission reserved. If you would see, you will see these words written in outside the gates and entrances of most clubs and most hotels. There are clubs, there are organizations like Freemasons and all where women are not allowed, I think. And I very strongly feel that it's high time that the government is taking the right decision, because cause of the nation is always bigger than the cause of the elite. We need to understand that security takes precedence. The location of a particular club in Delhi, which is now in question, is in very close proximity to the Prime Minister's residence.
That's right.
And India has already seen that we have lost a few Prime Ministers in very early. So I think that in times of equality and inclusivity,
Neeraj, there appears to be a bit of a problem there with your audio connection, but I take your point that we've lost in India some of our prime ministers in assassination bids. Many of them have been made, some of them have been successful as well, which is why security must come first. But today we are also looking about the law of the land. Suresh Goyal, there are, it appears, clubs which feel that they can hold their own laws and rules above India's constitution. Some of them don't allow women. Some of them don't even allow Indians as part of their trust. Why should that be allowed, especially if it is not on private land? When we are talking about the Breach Candy Club, it is on Maharashtra government land. Why should that be allowed? Suresh Goyal, it appears you're on mute. If you can just unmute yourself, please.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, please.
Good. Meghna, thank you very much for, first of all, that I'm here. When I was told to come for the show, I was told that we were going to talk about Delhi Gymkhana Club, where I'm a member. And incidentally, I'm not a member of the current government-appointed General Committee. I am not.
Right.
I was member of the elected committee more than 4 years ago. I want to put in correction so that people understand that I'm not taking a view from the government or of the government or of anybody else.
We take your point. So you're not part of the current establishment, the committee which has been set up by the government.
No,
you were part of the earlier committee. Point taken.
Okay. Now, 2 or 3 things. First of all, there is no doubt whatsoever that in India, it is the Constitution of India which should prevail over everything else. No doubt about it. And therefore, I will not even talk about the Breach Candy, of which I do not know what the rules are. But I know some clubs where I have been to. And certainly in those clubs, there is no restriction on admission on the basis of your color, your gender, or your birth, whether you were born an Indian or a European, provided you fulfill the conditions which apply to all Indian citizens, irrespective of where you come from. Delhi Gymkhana is one of them. And therefore, even I had to wait for 10 years in 1984. And now governments are going to have to wait for 10, 20 years to become a full member.
Right.
Therefore, it's not like we are the privileged lot and we are given concessions. We only.
You've done your time, but we are completely running out of time. Neeraj Sharma, I believe, is back with us, but we have barely 10 seconds. Can you complete the point that you were making? Neeraj.
And it is time that not just Gymkhana Club or Breach Candy Club or the cricket club, it should be now that all clubs should have a fixed tenure for members.
Okay.
We cannot have a member considering that it becomes a legacy for him to be part of the club forever. So
and that is something that Gymkhana has been accused of as well, that they are passing on membership from family to family, and then there are green cards also which are giving. But it has happened in most of the clubs, so your point is well taken. Neeraj Sharma, thank you so much for joining us. Suresh Goyal, pleasure to have you on the show. It was a short discussion, but this is going to be a long controversy, long-drawn controversy of the colonial vestiges which still continue. Should we allow these clubhouses to run like banana republics, flouting even India's constitution? Well, we ask you, the viewer, to decide. With that, we wrap up the show. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time.